Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Getting the Stop podcast. My name is Derek. That's Saspin. Say hello, Saspin.
Yo,
Tonight we have a pretty good episode for you guys. Just decent. I give it maybe a 6 out of 10 in quality. We have a couple topics we want to go over. So we're going to go over our predictions last week for all of the games that occurred on Sunday and Monday. We're going to talk about the Unk Bowl, Joe Flacco versus Aaron Rodgers, and Joe Flacco injecting some life back into the Cincinnati Bengals team that was appearing hapless before last Thursday. And then we're going to talk about the Carolina Panthers and how they're going to handle their backfield with Chuba Hubbard coming back. They have a lot of decisions they want to make there. Um, with Rico Dowdle being as good as he's been, but Chuba being their initial, season starting RB1. And then we're going to make predictions for next week as well. So stay tuned for all of that at the very end. Saspin, would you like to kind of just go over any um, quick thoughts about any of the games that happened in the past week?
any games that happened in the past week? Mm, no, except for the Bills game, you cheated for that one, but
I did
that's
not
fine.
cheat. That was the most obvious trap game of all time.
Man, fuck your trap game.
So we can kind of just go over score. I beat Saspin by one game. So I don't know how that comes up. I don't know how many games there were. How many games there? Let me do like a
16 games. You
16
got
games.
11 out of 16. I got 10 out of 16,
Sounds good.
which is pretty good,
Um,
honestly, for kind of our
yeah,
first time
not too
doing
bad.
this. Not bad.
Not too bad. That was some pretty. We had some pretty hard reads there, and then a couple flops. I thought Joe Flacco would get his swagger back as soon as he got into Cincinnati. I was wrong. It took him 1 week. Um, he did win a game, but didn't earn my Cincinnati Bengals Flacco jersey from my friend Aspen here. I really wanted that jersey, but old man Joe didn't give it to me. Um, any other any other notable games? I mean, the Carolina Dallas game.
Oh,
That
what a
was the
game.
game. That was the game that I was watching most intently. I mean, let's give it up to the Carolina defense, man. I mean, as bad as Dallas's defense has been, there is no denying that they are one of the highest scoring offenses in the game. And Carolina, I mean, they gave up, what was it, 27 points to him. So it's not like they kept him too much in check, but they gave him a chance to win the ball game, and they let their playmakers go out there and do their thing. I was watching that game at the end of my seat. Um, let's see here. Oh yeah, the Tampa Bay versus San Francisco. Baker Mayfield is still the GOAT. And
MVP.
yes, sir. He's only a 89 on Madden, by the way. I found that out.
Oh, yeah.
Appalling.
We were talking about that in that group chat. They were saying like he was an 87 at one point. They moved him up to an 89. I think he's around a 90, if not a 90 soon, which is
What an absolute
criminal.
insult. What an absolute insult. I mean, what are we doing? What are we if he wins this next upcoming week, and we were going to talk about this, but we're not going to spend too much time on it at all. But, Amika Abuka and Mike Evans are ruled out in their upcoming matchup this week. Um, if Baker Mayfield still goes out there and throws dimes and has a really good game in the air, I I don't know how you can't bump him up to at least a 94.
Because it's
I
against
mean,
the Lions too.
yeah, there's no way he should have been living anywhere south of 94 up until this point, and they only raised him to 90. What a fucking joke, dude. He should be way higher. But anyway, but yeah, the Atlanta Buffalo game, I got that one right. I had a hard read on that one. That was the easiest trap game of my life. That one was so easy to read. I don't know why you went Buffalo. And
Why?
then
It was a strong feeling in my heart that did not come to
yeah,
fruition.
well, you lose. You lose. And that's why you lose. You follow your heart and not your brain, you emotional fool. And
Hey,
then
hey, hey.
and then and then another one that affects us personally, the Chicago and Washington game. Caleb Williams pulled through, got the dub. So
What a goat. What a game. That game was
No.
fun.
There was this funny video about him where it goes, Chicago Bears quarterback Caleb Williams is going viral for showing up to the club with 4 models coming out of his limo, and there were these, like, 3 or 4, like, women that, like, popped out of his, limo, and then he came out too and followed him into the club, and the top comment was, straight up thought they were gonna be dudes.
Bro, Caleb Williams got motion though. He got motion like that. You see him? Hold up.
Hard to deny. He probably met him at the nail salon.
Exactly. That's the tech, man. It's the tech. He's got the hidden tech. You can't hate a
That's
player.
the meta. It's the meta.
Don't hate the
He's
player, hate the
exploiting.
game.
He's exploiting.
Exactly. You found the glitch, the infinite Huz glitch. Holy.
So, first topic of the night, after predictees. So the way we're gonna score our predictees is that we're not gonna go like total prediction wins against total prediction wins. We're gonna go over week by week, and we're just gonna give 1 point to whoever wins the week. So even if one person blows out the other person, that means pause. That means that
Okay.
whoever wins the weekend gets 1 point. So that's how we're going to score that. So we started a couple weeks deep into the season, so we missed a couple weeks. So we are starting now at week 7. Um, me 1, Saspin 0,
B1.
and then we are going to me 1, me 1,
B1. B1.
me 1. You lose. And homeboy Derek gets 1, and Saspin the fool gets none.
It's my own fault. I took some hella shots in the dark with like
Hey, I took a look.
Cleveland,
I took
Tennessee.
I took a good combination. I threw by voting Baltimore. I will never vote for Baltimore
Yeah,
again.
I was surprised you picked Baltimore for that one because I felt like
Because
Baltimore are just ass.
their roster on paper is so talented, and I didn't think that they should. I feel like they're just too good to be too bad. But man, watching them against what was it, the Rams? They looked fucking dog shit all around the board. Not just quarterback play. Quarterback play was bad. Tyler Huntley should start for the rest of the season. I mean,
I hope so. Jesus Christ.
trying to watch Cooper Rush was an absolute travesty. It needs to just be Tyler Huntley because he was low key toting the pill. So I mean, he needs to just play the rest of the season. Um, but yeah, they looked like an absolute total monstrosity. I will never vote for them ever again. Um, and you can put that in stone until Lamar comes back, maybe. But their defense didn't look good at
No.
all. But yeah, I don't know why you had a really big throw when you voted Tennessee over Las Vegas. I'm sitting here like,
Uh,
dude, they're not gonna win another game. I don't know why you went that way.
I want to believe Cam Ward's just gonna do something, but with that roster around him, he's not gonna be able to
Well,
do
he low
much.
key is doing something. I mean,
Like he's
Cam
doing,
Ward
yeah,
has
he's
some
playing all
really
right. I would love him to excel even more, just because number one pick, big hype, big guy. But like
right.
the team around him is just not good. It's
Yeah,
so
no,
apparent.
the Titans are around 3 first round picks to be immediate impacts, and then an additional 2 more years of good quality roster development. They're not going to be a good team within um Cam Ward's rookie contract. They're going to need to extend him before they look like a competent team. And at the soonest it'll be on his 5th-year option, but I don't think they're going to be a good team before they have to extend Cam Ward. I don't think we're going to be talking about the Titans for a while at this point.
They're even more cooked
Um,
because they fired their coach so early. I thought they at
you say
least let him
so
survive the season. No, this
early.
is criminal.
He was 4-19 as the Titans manager.
Yeah, but I just hate firing coaches in the middle of the season, especially with a rookie quarterback, because it just ruins their development. Because they're not
Well,
going to
yeah,
bring in they're not going to bring in a head coach who's going to be the head coach next year. She's going to
at
be an
this point
intern and head coach who's
at
just
this
going to do dog shit as well.
at this point, I don't think it's going to ruin Cam's development. I think it's if hopefully it stops wasting his time with bad development. Hopefully, it just stops wasting his time with bad development because look, I mean, your number one pick, and we've already talked about the Titans longer than we were supposed to, but the Titan, I mean, your number one pick, your most highly anticipated draft pick in a long time, went on a presser and just said to the world, "I'll keep it 100 with you. We
We
asked."
ass. That's a quote and a half though. I fucking love that.
Yeah,
It's so
but
real.
you can't. That is, I have that right there. If there was any hope of that coach surviving the rest of the season, that quote right there immediately put a nail in the coffin. There was no way he was going to make it to the end of the year after Cam Ward came out with that quote, because that was a absolute sign that he lost the locker room. But anyway, let's get on to the main topics that we were going to talk about. I know that Sassman over here has the box score for the Cincinnati versus Pittsburgh game. Why don't you go ahead and just list off some performances by Flacco, Chase, and then do Rogers and Metcalf.
Flacco, Flacco, Flacco. I knew he was gonna be
Oh,
fine, especially in this offense. I just didn't think he would be fine week one, and I still stick by that.
what do you?
His first week with Cincinnati, he was good enough. He just wasn't good. He wasn't Joe Cool. He wasn't Joe Tobacco.
Yeah,
I heard that. I was like,
he's
that's kind of hard. It's a little,
he's old. He's old Joe Cool. He's like Joe Chili.
Joe Chili is crazy.
He's like Joe. Yeah, he's Joe Chili.
But he played
Um,
pretty well. 31 for 47, 342, three touchdowns, QBR of about 75.2, 108.6 rating. Not bad.
what do you
But
never do, Sassman? What do you never do?
what do you never do? Kill myself. What?
You
Sorry.
never count out the kid. You
Okay.
never count out the
I
kid.
thought Pittsburgh would win this game so much. I really did. I did. These look so good. Rodgers threw two interceptions though. And then their defense just couldn't stop Chase because fucking Jalen Ramsey's washed. I don't. Oh my god. I don't get why they didn't just move Joey Porter on him. Like I know you have T Higgins as well, but I would
Mhm.
trust Ramsey more on T Higgins than I would Jamar Chase at this point in his career. But I would say the most significant thing for the Bengals is finally having a running game because I
Oh
think
yeah,
their running game the rest of the year. I don't think they broke over 50 yards really, and if even if they
no.
did, it was like 60. But
So
Chase
they
Brown played
actually
pretty well.
their highest of the year was 56 yards on the ground. They were averaging,
Damn.
I believe the broadcast had said that they were averaging 2.3 yards per play on the ground.
Oh, that's criminal.
Um, so that was their best game on the ground by a lot.
They almost
And
tripled it.
it was against the Steelers, which is one of the more renowned defenses in the NFL. I mean, they're one of the most highly anticipated next to Denver. I would say that the hierarchy of defenses right now would probably be Denver, Pittsburgh, and who do you throw in at number 3? I mean, the Colts defense looks really good.
Colts, Green Bay. You could throw
I mean,
in maybe
lo-
Kansas City as of lately.
low key, the Giants haven't given up more than 21 points in a game other than the Dallas game. So I mean, maybe you can throw the Giants somewhere in there.
I'll throw them top 10. I don't know what top
Top 10, maybe not all the way up there, but
three.
I
Yeah.
mean, there are some pretty good defenses out there right now, and the Steelers are better than most of them. I'm not exactly sure what their numbers were against the run, but
Oh, it was
I
really
mean,
good. They were like top five, top three against the run going into this game. It was
so
like what they stressed about during like the whole pre-show. They're like, "Oh, Cincinnati's been struggling on the run. It's about to get worse." But they just ran
yeah,
all over them. I think it's just because the pass game opened up like significantly finally with Flacco getting a week under his belt with this
yeah,
touted receiving core. Because both of them almost had over 100. Tegan's had 6 for 96 and a touchdown. But
mhm.
Jamar Chase had 16 for 161. He's back to being 7-Eleven, always open, cooking Ramsey. Just
couldn't
disgusting.
and they just couldn't stack the box as much as they'd like to because they need to drop
Nope.
those linebackers back. So
Mm-hmm.
that just being able to force a defense into dropping linebackers back into coverage to get those quick crossers, because that's where they were getting killed. I mean, they were getting killed on T Higgins crossers, Jamar Chase crossers, just these little over the middle dunks. And when you're forcing your linebackers in to try and cover, and for one thing, there's not a linebacker on planet Earth that can cover Jamar Chase, but what can you
Oh
do?
hell yeah.
You have to try and do it. So you're sending mostly four at that point. I mean, you're two DT. I mean, you may be able to give up a linebacker, one linebacker to blitz, and leave one out there on an island trying to cover crossers. But that's when you would see a T Higgins crosser for 18 yards, or that's when you would see Jamar Chase just like pluck one, as Joe Flacco was saying. And we saw Joe Flacco kill the blitz last night too. I think he did really good against it. So just really good game planning by what the hell's the Bengals head coach name, Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor.
Really good planning by him, and really good game plan that they put together. Really happy with how they've played, and I think Joe Flacco's injected a little bit of energy into this team, just having that experience. And he's also so chill on the sideline. It's something they're used to because Joe Burrow's pretty chill pregame as well. So, um, Joe Cool, move over. It's Joe Chili time. The fucking kid.
Kid.
How did Aaron Rodgers do?
Aaron Rodgers, he was playing good all game until he started. I don't really remember the second interception. I do remember the first one, which was just he threw it up to DK Metcalf and he didn't see the safety over the top. I don't know what the hell he was looking at, but outside of that, he played as well as he could play to win a game. Just their defense for the first time sold them, which is so funny. I feel like Aaron Rodgers always ends up on teams where no matter how good he plays, his defense finds a way to sell the game, which is just the funniest thing to say. Because even with the turnovers, they were still scoring points late into the game. They scored 14 in the fourth quarter, and they had a touchdown in the third quarter. So it's not like they were just not scoring because they only had 10 in the first half. They were on the comeback. It's just their defense couldn't really slow down Cincinnati enough to be able to give them a chance to win.
Right. And it's funny that you mentioned that he goes from one defense blowing it to another. I mean, you want to talk about that? I mean, he went from the Jets, who sure they have a highly anticipated defense with potential. I mean, they have Sauce and they have Quinn and Williams. I mean, they have pieces that are intriguing. And this is a defense that did also keep the Broncos to like 13 points in the UK,
Yeah.
in England. So it's definitely a defense that has potential, but clearly not the Steelers defense, which for anything for if there's gonna be any part of the Steelers overall 53-man roster that blows a game or loses a game for the team, it shouldn't be on the defensive side of the ball. But on Thursday night we saw that it was. And I don't think TJ Watt had a really good game. Did Joe Flacco take any sacks? I know he took
No,
at least one.
I th- he took two.
He took two. Okay.
Two.
Can you see who had those?
Yeah, it was Benton, and then it was a combined with Hayward and Watt.
Okay. So yeah, but he might have combined on half a sack. I don't
I think it was a
remember.
coverage stack. I don't think it was anything
Yeah, I don't
significant.
I don't remember when it happened. I don't think it was it doesn't really stand out to me when that could have been. I remember the first, or the one sack that was the solo, but I don't remember the one that TJ Watt was involved in. But I do remember thinking to myself that TJ Watt was you didn't he didn't hear his name pop up.
Just
The only
crazy with
time.
this Bengals offensive line that a lot of people have been ridiculing. I think that they finally got their veteran guard handled and they got the rookies out because they were starting two rookie guards for the beginning of the season. Now they have, I don't even think they have one because one of them was injured. They got like two veterans, two older guys. I think they finally shirted up because they started two rookie guards who were a fifth and a sixth round draft pick. Those guys aren't suspected to start right away.
Hmm.
So just
Yeah.
letting them be able to sit behind and just develop is nice.
Yeah, and another thing for the Bengals and their outlook is that, and I do want to get into Jamar Chase getting a franchise record for completions. If you want to talk about how effective Joe Flacco was the only quarterback on the Bengals that could lead Jamar Chase to a franchise leading reception record. So, can the kid still play? What do I say? You never count him out. Never count out the kid. Clearly, he can still play. But yeah, I mean, you want to talk about, not only getting this victory on the road against a solid team and a solid defense, but getting it on a Thursday night, which gives you a long week to recover. So if you have any players that are still on the injured list, if you have anybody who's beat up, you're giving them extra time to come back. And following that, you have a 2-game homestand, so you actually play 2 at home. So you have a Bengals team who now has 3 wins on the season, so they're now what, 3 and 4?
Yep.
You have a Bengals team who's 3 and 4, whose outlook, if they ride this high, could easily be 5 and 4 after a 2 game homestand, and all of a sudden playoffs still on for this team that we thought were going to be totally out of it by the start of the season, because they did not start off very well at all, and we all thought, well, Bengals washed. But all of a sudden we're seeing this situation where the Bengals could play themselves into a wild card spot, and who knows how the division shapes out. They're not in the strongest division. So, we might see themselves we might see them, maybe they get into maybe they even get out of a wild card spot. I don't think they make it too far in the playoffs. If they I don't think they make a deep run if they do get there. But hey, you're always trying to get to the playoffs. You're always trying to give yourself a shot, and I think they kind of did. Run through Jamar Chase's stats for the game real quick, just to kind of just to give him his flowers for that.
It's a little of it. It was an insane game. First off, he had 23 targets, which is huge for your star receiver. It's just
Jeez,
it sounds like a
Jesus,
Malik type stat. He had
and that's
16 receptions, 161, and a touchdown. Just
whew.
eye popping.
Do you have access to how many fantasy points he scored that game?
I actually do. Where's my phone? I don't have Jamar, but I saw someone who did. I don't think I played him. Thank God. I would have killed myself.
I could look it up quick.
Oh my God! I forgot I started the Steelers defense. Well, I lost this week. That's fine.
It's right here. Jamar Chase had 38.1 fantasy points.
Damn.
Oh, he had 23 targets and 16 receptions, 161 yards, and 1 touchdown. This kid was flying around the field. What an absolute goat. The only person he's played better than, or the only player that's come close to being as good as that was Cam Scadaboo last week
Oh
against the
my
Eagles.
God.
But yeah, phenomenal performance by the Bengals offense in particular. And you know what? You got to give a shout out, dude. Quick little clapperino, little golf clap. Give some shout outs to the Bengals defense as well for hunkering down, holding down the fort, and giving their team a chance to win.
They
Really
did
good
enough.
performance.
That's all they need.
Really good performance for them, and a get right game. Not only is it a get right game, but it was a get right game against a good team. Usually get right games are like, all right, we're playing the Saints. All right, we're playing the Cardinals. Let's get our shit together. Let's build on, let's get some momentum. Let's build on this. For your get right game to be against the to be against the Bengals. Hey man, I'm sorry. I don't think you want to play the Bengals right now in the next 4 weeks if you're in the AFC, or if you're playing for a playoff spot. I don't think you want to see the Bengals right now if they're on your schedule. So big shout outs to them and their defense for holding it down. And good for Joe Flacco. I'm a big Joe Flacco enjoyer. Happy he's finding success. Let's switch gears a little bit to something that's a little bit closer to home for me. We'll talk about the Carolina Panthers. And but before we get into that, this episode is brought to you by Manscaped.
What?
Are you feeling a little hairy and itchy down
Whoa, whoa,
there?
whoa, whoa. We don't give free
You not
sponsorships here.
you not feeling the breeze like you used to? Cut your balls with a rusty Manscaped razor. It'll cut your hair, but mostly just the skin on your sack. Thank you to Manscaped for not sponsoring this video. Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers and their backfield. So, Chuba Hubbard is not designated with any injuries going into their matchup this weekend. And I believe they go in and play, who is it, San Francisco? Who do they play?
Play
Am
the
I bugging?
Jets. They play
Oh,
the
they play the Jets. They play the
easy one.
Jets. Sorry. I was looking at a different game earlier. Yes, they play the Jets. They have no injury designation for Chuba Hubbard, which means you can only assume that he will get some snaps. Um, you know, he was their RB1 going into the season. Rico Dowdle, the former Cowboy, was RB2, and he was kind of thrown into a starting role. Let's kind of go over how he's looked going into the starting role. Before he was thrown into the starting role, his best game had been 30 yards on 10 attempts and 1 touchdown. That was his best performance. Before that was in Week
Oh my
3 against the Atlanta
goodness.
Falcons. That was his best performance before the Chuba Hubbard injury. Since Chuba Hubbard has been sidelined, he had a game against Miami in Week 5 where he had 206 yards on the ground on 23 touches and 1 touchdown. And then in Week 6 against the Dallas Cowboys, which they might be floundering, but for a team like the Carolina Panthers, huge win. He had 183 yards on 30 touches. So Rico Dowdle is looking like Barry goddamn Sanders out there for the Carolina Panthers, which begs the question, what are they going to do with their backfield when Chuba Hubbard comes back into play? And I can give you some head-to-head stats. So for the year, keeping in mind that Chuba Hubbard has missed 2 games, and Rico Dowdle has not missed a single game, so we'll keep that in mind. But obviously, Chuba Hubbard was getting the lion's share of snaps for the first 4 weeks. Rico Dowdle is averaging 96 yards a game. Chuba Hubbard is averaging 77.8. Rico Dowdle, in his 2 games as RB1 versus Rico Dowdle's 4 games as RB1, has 576 total yards, which is 9th in the NFL. Chuba Hubbard has 311 yards, which is 67th in the NFL. Rico Dowdle has 1 more touchdown than Chuba Hubbard, 3-2. I do not know at all what the Panthers are going to do in this situation, but I can only tell you what I would do. I am rocking with Rico Dowdle as RB1 for the rest of the season. I do not care. Chuba Hubbard might have been promised the RB1 spot. The performance difference has been palpable. Chuba Hubbard hadn't had a single game that has even remotely resembled, not even close to remotely resembling any of the performances that Rico Dowdle has put together. Before he got injured, his best performance had been against the Arizona Cardinals, where he had 38 yards on 10 touches. That was Chuba Hubbard's best performance going into before he got injured. Rico Dowdle has had 2 100-plus games since, both of which were 150-plus yard games, one of which was a 200-yard-plus game. I don't see how you can go back to a Chuba Hubbard-led backfield at this point. Um, I don't really know how you could hand the reins back over, which is kind of a spit in the face to Rico Dowdle after saying, yeah, it's real nice what you've been doing, cough, cough, being 50 million times better than our RB1, but we're going to hand the reins back to Chuba Hubbard. Now Chuba might be on a snap count, who knows? So Rico might still get the lion's share of the snaps anyway. But I don't know. How do you think the Panthers gonna handle it, and what would you do personally?
Think I'm kind of with you. Obviously, I think just keeping the hot hand is fine, but Rico Dowdle has been. He said in an interview recently that late in the games he's been struggling with keeping the cramps down. So I think just having a guy who you can get in there when he's looking tired or he's cramping up, who's gonna be not as good but good, pretty good, because Chuba had a great season last year. Can't forget that. So I think just having him back is good. It's got a good running back room. I think they're gonna not balance it out, but at least give Chuba some touches, at least enough.
It is worth noticing, or it is worth noting that Chuba Hubbard has been the more prolific receiver, although albeit not as impressive, not not too impressive. Chuba Hubbard is averaging 23.5 receiving yards per game. Um, and where and only missing two, and while missing 2 games, he only has 10 less receiving yards than Rico Dowdle. Chuba Hubbard also has 2 receiving touchdowns to Rico Dowdle's 1. Chuba Hubbard also averages 4.3 targets a game. Rico Dowdle averages 2.5 targets a game. So not crazy stats that jump off the page. Like he's a way more prolific receiving back. Um, However, that does imply that you can use Chuba Hubbard in early downs, early passing downs a little bit more often, and you'll really rely on Rico Dowdle still to get the lion's share of second down, third down, and fourth down packages, and especially red zone, goal line packages and that kind of stuff for Rico Dowdle, and kind of just reserve Chuba. Rico Dowdle gets I could see something where Rico gets like a grindy first down on a 3rd and 6. He runs for 8 yards, and then you throw Chuba in for a passing down. The next play to give Rico a break, and then he's back, and then Rico's back out there for second down or whatever. I could definitely see a world like that. So, um, yeah, like you said, just riding the hot hand. I just don't think you take this away from somebody when they're playing as electric as they are. Single. I mean, he's carrying the teams to the wins that they've had. So, um, yeah, really, really big with keeping the hot hand there. Do you think that is what they will do, or do you think they're gonna get Chuba back, and do you think they're gonna give him just like a fair shake at all right, make your case now. Like we've seen what Rico can do. You've been injured. Maybe it's not as much a Rico thing. Maybe the offensive line is just playing that much better. Bryce Young's getting the passing game open more. Why don't we? We'll let you go back in there and try and make your argument for yourself first before we really decide if we're going to rock it just with Rico or if you also deserve some of that time as well. Do you think they're going to do something more like that?
Oh, it's kind of hard because it's just a weird situation to be put in, especially this time of the year, especially with their record and them finally starting to figure it out. It's just hard. I do think they'll find a way to balance it, if not just roll with Rico. But I wouldn't hate it if they did kind of let Chuba Hubbard do his thing this game, because it is the Jets, the worst team in the NFL right now. So it'd be like the perfect tune-up game if they were to lean into that way.
I agree. If there is a game that you're gonna try and throw a bone to Chuba and just say, hey, we're gonna let you kind of take the reins on this game and kind of get a litmus test for where you're at. I don't disagree that this is the game to do it. However, this is still the Carolina Panthers. They can't take any games for granted to experiment around. And, this isn't, I don't think they're able to just be like, yo, yeah, this is a really easy team. It's still the Carolina Panthers, a team that, has been, you know, in recent history, frankly, bad. So I don't know if they can afford to really try and experiment with their roster when they have a system that's working under their belt right now. I think they just have to keep riding the thing that's working for them. They can't rely on because you can't rely. They're not a team like the Chiefs where it's like we have a lot of roster talent. Say Isaiah Pacheco was coming back from an injury, but Alvin Kamara was having, or not Alvin Kamara. Who is their Is it Alvin Kamara? Who's their
Uh,
backup right now
For who?
for Pacheco? Who's their backup?
Oh,
Who's
Kareem
their
Hunt.
Kareem Hunt? I knew it was a K. I was like, it's not Alvin Kamara. That is the
I was
same.
like, Alvin Kamara,
Um,
he's on the same.
no, it's not Kamara. I knew it was a K was in there. Yeah, Kareem Hunt. Say Kareem Hunt had a really good game, a really good couple of games following an Isaiah Pacheco injury. They can experiment with an Isaiah Pacheco game, coming back from injury because they have a lot of roster talent that can carry it around them. I don't know if you can rely on the likes of Tetaroa and Leggett to be like, yo, we'll carry this win while y'all experiment with the backfield. No. Rico Dowdle has been the driving force of this offense and has been the reason they've been winning these games. So um I don't know if they can afford it. We'll see what Dave Canales does. Who do they play this week? The Jets. So yeah, so like I said, I don't think they can take any wins for or any game any matchups for granted here. Just keep riding that hot hand. Give Rico Dowdle his flowers. He's earned this. Let him take over. And low key, maybe send Chuba Hubbard out for a trade. We all know you need something like that. Maybe you can squeeze a third round pick for Chuba, or maybe you can get a second for Chuba. I don't know what his trade value is. I don't know what his contract situation is like, but I mean, if you got a guy like Rico Dowdle, there's no reason to have an RB1 paired with a worse RB1. You know, maybe you trade out Chuba Hubbard for some draft capital, and then you just get a normal ass RB2 somewhere to back up Rico Dowdle. That might just be the smart play. Because as it stands, Chuba is just a worse RB1. He's not someone you would consider an RB2 because I do believe Chuba is an RB1 in this league, and I think on a better team he can flourish. I could see him going to the Chiefs and taking over that Pacheco role because Pacheco has not had a good year. But I could see him going to a team like that and being the lead back on a roster. But if Rico is simply him, there's no reason to have a worse RB1. You might as well just trade him out for some draft capital and get a bona fide run of the mill RB2 because you're going to get most of your ground yards off of Rico Dowdle anyway. Um, but like I said, I have no idea what Chuba Hubbard's contract extension could be like. He could have just signed an 8-year, $400 trillion contract for all I know. I have no idea what his contract is, um, but yeah, very interesting. I'll be interested to see. I'm in South Carolina, so the Panthers are pretty close, to home at the moment. So, did you just send me the RB depth chart? Is that what that is for the Panthers?
Oh, I just sent it because why the hell is this DJ Dallas glowing?
Yo, why is he like that? You can't. The viewers can't see this because we're not on video. Do you have a way that you could pop that up on the screen? I don't know if you do,
Oh,
but
I can, yeah.
but but for some reason, DJ Dallas is it's like you know how they say angels from the Bible they appear as humans because their true form would incinerate humans from the inside out because we could never handle seeing their true form. That is DJ Dallas on this picture for some reason. He's like a guardian angel in his true form, searing us all from the inside. What is that?
I don't know. It was just
Why?
so funny. You were talking, and I had the stats page open. I just like look over for 1 second. I was like, "Why is DJ Dallas glowing?"
That's hilarious. What in the world?
He
Oh, and
caught,
they got Trevor Etienne on this roster. I totally forgot about that. And Jonathan Brooks. There is no reason to have Chuba Hubbard on this roster. You don't even have to get an RB back. Just rock it with Dowdle, Brooks, and Etienne.
and they have
Or Dow
God. They had DJ Dallas.
and they have literal Lord above DJ Dallas.
He's just glowing. I couldn't focus for like a second. I just like look over, glowing.
He either looks like radioactive DJ Dallas or he looks like the abominable snowman from the Rudolph movie.
Oh, what a classic!
That's so funny. Radioactive DJ Dallas isn't real. It can't hurt you. Radioactive DJ
Gotta pick
Dallas.
him up in fantasy now. He's about to go nuclear. Holy.
Literally. Just DJ Dallas just goes out there and just like opens up a black hole at midfield. Just whomp. Just the whole arena just goes whomp. It just
Game
gets
canceled. Damn, what happened?
black hole opens up in DJ Dallas's soul, incinerates entire arena.
So stupid.
Oh, that's really funny. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we move on to this upcoming week's predictees?
Nope. I think we're good for the predictions.
All right. List off the matchup. Give me your pick first, and I'll give you mine.
I
Let it roll.
first game. It is in buttfuck nowhere. It is in London again. Wow. London, cool.
Yeah, I've never heard of that town.
Wow, so never heard of it. It's the Rams and the Jaguars. I'm gonna pick the
Easiest
Jags.
easiest pick of my life. That's Jaguars
They
because
always win in London. I don't know
that's a
why.
home. It's a
Yeah,
home game for them. It's a home
yeah.
game for them.
They love winning there.
There's way more Jaguar fans in the UK than any other fans. Um, it's a home game for them, so obviously it's hard to travel to London and perform. But the fact that they have that atmosphere backing them over there whenever they do go, huge. So
Also, no
I'm
Puka.
going. Yeah, also no Puka. Um,
No
so
Pookie?
that's no Pookie Bear, no Puka
No,
Bear,
Pookie's gone.
no Pookie.
It's over.
So yeah, I'm with you. Jaguars for sure.
I feel like the next one's pretty easy. It's Saints at Bears. Bears, come on. I heard that. Don't you dare. There's no way
What'd you
the
hear?
Saints win this game.
What'd you hear?
I heard a noise. The Saints are not winning this game.
Did you hear me? Did you hear me go? Uh,
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, there's no way. The Saints are hot booty cheeks.
no, no, they are. Um, I'm picking the Bears,
No
but
Bears.
but don't don't be surprised if the Bears get hashtag rattled by
I
Spencer
hate you.
Rattler.
That's disgusting. Don't say
Don't
that again.
Saints fans have been coining it. So
I hate them. No wonder their team sucks.
look, I'm just gonna throw it out there. It feels like a trap game,
Don't. He
but
said the thing. Don't say
but
that.
hey, I'm good at picking out trap games right now. But no, I am picking the Bears. I am
Okay.
picking the Bears.
Okay. I like the next game.
Demario Davis ain't no joke though. Just saying it.
Yeah. Miami
So
at Cleveland. I'm picking Miami, even though I think Cleveland's probably gonna win. I believe I want Tua to win. It's biased. 100% biased.
do you think the trade rumors are going to get inside Waddle's head and affect his performance? Because there's a lot of trade rumors circulating
If
around
anything,
Jalen Waddle.
I would think it would make him do better because then more teams would want him. That's just
Yeah,
me personally. Because I was like, oh, they don't want me anymore. Let me show them what they're gonna miss, and let me put tape out for the other teams.
it's true. Um,
It's like a 50-50 though. I can go either
are
way.
there any injuries for the who's you
The
for Cleveland?
Browns,
Yeah.
not any significant ones are. Also, I just if they start Gabriel again, which I'm pretty sure they are, I just don't believe in him. I think he's ass.
Um, I'm gonna go Cleveland in this one. Is it a home game for who's it a
Yeah,
home game
it's
for?
home game for Browns. Home game for
Home
Browns.
game for Browns? Yeah, I'm gonna go Cleveland here.
I respect it. Respect it.
I think their defense. I think Miles Garrett comes through. I think we're gonna see a defensive win for the Browns.
That's the only way they win that game. I don't see their offense carrying in any
No,
fashion.
for sure. No, I see it. I see it being a defensive win. I think they get to um a pretty lackluster Miami offense. So
Do I throw again and pick Tennessee for this next game? It's New England at Titans. So,
that's gonna be the biggest bell to ass game we've ever seen.
oh, that 100%. It should be. I am gonna pick
No,
the Patriots, but
yeah.
the temptation to pick the Titans till they win would be a funny story.
Dude, straight up, I don't think they're gonna move beyond one win. Who was their one win
No.
on?
Oh my god, it was a boring ass game. I just remember that. It was the Cardinals and they barely won.
Oh, that's right. It
They
was the
won by
Cardinals.
1. And it was just
Yeah,
like it was just dog ass game. It was like a
there's
bad
no,
game.
they're not winning another game this entire year. It's
No.
not happening.
There's no way
It would
they
have
do.
to. It would have to be against the Jets, and I don't know if they're on their schedule. So,
Actually, I
um,
kind of want to look now.
oh, dude, we have to tune in for Titans Jets.
They play the Saints who are pretty bad. But outside of that, all the rest of the game. I mean, Saints Browns. If the Browns keep sucking, then
I'm not as interested in in Titans Saints as I am in Titans Jets. So I will
Titans
not be
Jets would have
tuning
been
in.
legendary.
Yeah, that would have been like one of those games. That would have been. Remember last year when the Chargers lost to the Patriots 3-0?
Oh,
It would have been like that.
an electric game of nothing happening.
I think that if the total points scored in a football game is less than 7, every single fan gets refunded for their tickets.
Oh, that would be funny as hell because the amount
I
of
think
money that
that
team
should be a
would
total
lose,
rule. That should be a
hilarious.
that should be an absolute rule. There is no way you're gonna take my money and give me that product. Fuck you.
All right, moving on. We got the Raiders at the Chiefs. I just think I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. The Chiefs always beat the Raiders, anyways. They're
Yeah.
also at home. They also just came off a very good win against the Lions, so it's hard not to pick them.
Yeah, I think Chiefs are riding a high right now, which is tough to it's which is weird to say because they're like always good. They're in their dynasty right now, so it's like hard to speak on them as riding a high, but this is a Chiefs team that hasn't looked like the Chiefs we've known. And to get that win against that get that grindy and exhilarating win over the Lions is really good for them. So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say that I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Bet, bet. Next game is Eagles at Vikings. Um,
Tough game, really
this
good
is
game.
yeah,
That's going to be such a good game. But worth noting, JJ McCarthy will not play.
it is Carson Wentz.
It is
Going
Carson
back
Wentz.
to you know what, I'm going to the Vikings just because that's right. Carson Wentz beating the Eagles, that would be pretty electric.
I'm going to play ahead here. I'm going to say the Eagles win, which is going to make us beating them at the link even better.
Hmm.
So I'm going to say the Eagles eke out a win here. I think Carson Wentz. I'm going to say Carson Wentz has a really good game against his former team. I'm going to say
Uh huh.
Carson Wentz really dimes it up, but I'm going to say that the Vikings defense throws and allows Jalen Hurts to run for 1 billion yards and Saquon to run for 1 billion yards. And there's gonna be like 15 tush pushes in a row. And I think the Eagles are gonna win a tight one, a high scoring tight one, maybe like a 30-27 situation, 32-30, something like that. Um, and but I think that that's gonna ultimately hurt the Eagles. So not hurt them, but it's gonna make the Giants beating them at the link that much better. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say the Eagles.
Okay. Next one's a little bit of a stinker. It's the Carolina Panthers at the New York Jets. Anyone taking the Jets to win? Anyone in the room? Anyone? No one will
I
say
hear
it at
I
once. Come on. Hello. Someone. Surely the Jets get a win. No, I'm picking the Panthers. We're not
I'm, pick,
crazy here.
I'm picking the Panthers too. I know I want more differentiation with you on these picks, but I just can't go with the Jets. I can well, why would anyone bet on the Jets?
It's
So
the Jets, man. Why would you bet on the
I
Jets?
will say the Jets put up a commendable effort against a star-studded defense in the Broncos when they played in London. However, I don't think they have a single winning strand of DNA in their bodies. I don't think any one of them is a winner. I think they're all just a hunk of losers. I don't think their fans like them anymore. I think this is who's it a home game for?
Oh, it's the Jets. It's at MetLife.
It's going to be an empty stadium with specks of blue in there for like the transient Carolina Panthers fans that are in the New Jersey area. So,
Bro, we should have gone to
um,
this game. Tickets are hella cheap, bro.
bro, there ain't going to be no hype around this game. But I do think the Carolina Panthers win this game. I think Rico Dowdle will be the lead back in that game. He's going to run for 400 yards. Book it.
400 is crazy.
He's going to beat whatever record Saquon set in a
Okay.
single game.
Okay.
Whatever that record is, Rico Dowdle's going to beat it.
It's okay. Now we're getting to the real meat and potatoes, the best game of the week. The Giants at Mile High, the Broncos. I wonder who we're gonna pick, but I don't know. This is a hard decision, no?
Well,
Shit.
I want to win my matchup with you. So I am going to speak in this objectively. So I would not rule out the Broncos as a pick that I would make for this game.
No, me either. I wouldn't blame you.
However, I have to look at what the Giants are going into. The Denver offense only put up 13 points against the Jets. And I get it's playing in the UK, but think about it like this. Denver flew to UK, only put up 13 points. They're now flying back from the UK and playing in Mile High. Does it really feel like a home game for them? Not only are they coming in from the UK, but they're coming in from the UK to play in the most difficult stadium in the NFL with the thin air over there in Denver. It's got to be hard for them too. I mean, I don't feel like they have home field advantage in this game just because of what their schedule has laid out right before facing us. So, and their offense only put up 13 points against the Jets. Our defense is way better than the Jets. There's no reason why we should perform worse. The only thing holding me up is our wide receiver core right now. Um,
No
I
Slayton
do
still.
think I think Cam Scadaboo on a long week's rest against a Denver defense coming back from the UK, huffing and puffing in that thin air. I think Cam Scadaboo is going to run through some bodies. I think Andrew Thomas is going to own bitch ass Nick Benito, which
Oh my god.
we won't even really talk about that. But if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan Cooper gets bitched by Jermaine Illuminor, and I think the Fantastic Four get home and put pressure on Bo Nix. I think Abdul Carter gets his first NFL sack or his first solo sack, whatever. I don't know if he has an assist yet, but I think Abdul Carter and Brian Burns come through and wreck this game for the Broncos. I'm gonna go Giants.
Respect. Great pick. Great choice. Great choice. Clap it up. Next
I
game.
don't think you announced your pick.
Oh, I did. I said the Giants.
Okay.
There's no way I pick anyone else but the Giants every week. I don't care. I will ride or die with the Giants. Almost thought about with that with the Titans. Still tempted, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm not brain dead. We have. Oh wait, I wrote that wrong. Shit. Wait, no, I wrote that right. I'm just stupid. Never mind. Okay, it's the Colts at the Chargers.
Ooh,
This is a,
that'll
this
be
is
a
this
good
is a
game.
good game.
That'll be a really good game.
Let me open something up real quick. No, I think I'm gonna pick the Chargers. I just think they're gonna start going on a run. They had that little streak of losing where they lost 2 games in a row. I think it's their time to get back on their horse, start putting more wins together.
Is this a home game for the Chargers?
Yep.
Okay. That changes my answer. If it was a home game for the Colts, I think I go Colts here. But I think the Colts will finally find their second loss of the year. I'm with you. I think even though they've been playing really well there in Indy, man, oh man, do I
This is a 50. This is a really good
this is a
50-50 game.
50 ball, man. You know
You could
what?
flip a coin.
For the sake of differentiation, I'm gonna go Colts as well. I'm gonna
I
go Colts.
respect
I'm
it.
gonna go Colts. Yeah, no, I think they can pull through. I think the Colts are a better team overall than the Chargers. It's just about when is the other shoe gonna drop, right? Like I think that's the part that I see for the Colts. When is the other shoe gonna drop for them? Um I'm gonna say they hold out one more week. I'm gonna say they hold out one more week before the other shoe drops. I think they get one more win before they start coming back to reality. We'll say I'll go Colts here.
Then we have a little fun matchup here, divisional matchup. We got the Commanders at Dallas going to play the Cowgirls. Oh, this is hard. Both of them coming off a loss, heartbreaking loss, both losing towards the end of the game off field goals. Not very fun. It's a hard one.
I don't know. I think this is pretty straightforward to me. I think of the two rosters and I think which team is better equipped to have a get right game, and I think that's the Commanders.
I
I think
just
the
I don't
Commanders are
know.
more equipped. I think the Commanders are more equipped. However, Debo Samuel is out.
I'm picking the
Fuck,
Cowboys.
fuck it. I'm gonna go Cowboys too. I think Debo
Damn.
being out. I think Debo being out for the Commanders is gonna be really bad for them.
I for sure thought you were kicking the Commanders there.
No, I think CD's back, right? I think CD's back for Dallas and Debo is out. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just let it rock with Dallas on this one.
I
I think
next
Dallas gets
one.
I think Dallas gets a big divisional win here.
I hope so. I mean, I hope. I actually I don't want either of them to win. I hope they end in a tie.
Imagine Dallas gets two ties on their record. They already
That
have
would
one.
be so funny.
That'd be the first time in NFL history. I don't think there's ever been two ties to one team before.
God, that would piss me off. The record would look stupid.
Dude, it
Just
would look like a hockey score, or
exactly.
not
Oh,
hockey. It would look
hockey.
like soccer.
Look. Oh my god, I hate ties. They're so dumb. I
They have no place in the NFL.
exactly. Green Bay at Arizona.
Oh man,
Um,
Arizona's gonna get bitched.
oh yeah. Especially
They're
there's
gonna,
no Kyler. It's still Jacoby Brissett. Even though he did
yeah,
play decent last game,
he
I
low
just
key balled. Yep.
yeah. So I don't think I don't see it. I don't see it.
I, I think Micah Parsons tramples the entire game.
Oh
I, I
yeah,
just I I just think Micah Parsons just goes through and just absolutely fucking demolishes the entire offensive line
he's
for the
taking
Cardinals.
down
I don't
Paris Johnson.
they don't
Sorry,
and they don't even have any solid they don't even have any solid running backs even left in that room. James Conner's out for the season. I'm pretty sure Amari DiMarcado is either hurt or playing hurt, and they've been I don't even know who they even have at this
is Trey
point behind
Benson
that.
hurt still?
He's still hurt. Trey Benson's hurt. So
Brother,
they
I swear he's been hurt since he entered the NFL. Has he even
yeah,
played a
so they
game?
yeah, he's played a game. He's played
Okay.
a couple. He only got injured 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
He's
okay.
played he played all the games before, I think. So
Yeah, okay.
um yeah, I don't see a world where the Cardinals even come close. I think they go down early and they never regain it, and it just keeps getting worse and worse the whole game. I don't even see a chance. So I'm going Green Bay.
All right, now we got the Sunday night game, which I like this game. This is a pretty fun game. So the Atlanta Falcons coming in play the San Francisco 49ers. It's gonna be a fun game. I th-
It will be.
I think the 49ers they lost last week, but it was to the GOAT, the MVP, the man himself, Baker Mayfield. But I don't know, man. The Falcons look good against the Bills. It's hard to really pick against them right now. Just
Kittle's reactivated. Keep
he
that in
is.
mind.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
true. I just saw the active forms of Kittle for this game. Kind of want to
But
just pick, but
Kittle
you're not picking. I won't lie.
but Kittle is low key. Kittle is low key not he'll have games where he's not that much of an impact. So I
I
don't know
think
if that's a
for
huge debate.
the way they play Mac Jones, I think he will. Just because Mac
Think
Jones
so?
likes to throw it short, kind of let his receivers run with the ball, get them yak. And I think just having a reliable tight end who can move the chains and just get open in the short and intermediate part of the field is going to open up a lot. Because he already looked pretty good in the games he's won. Obviously, he had a rough couple. He's a rough little stretch, but I think he could get right. I
Is
think I'll
Ayuk
pick the
still
49ers.
is
Yeah,
Ayuk injured? Is it
Ayuk's
still just
injured. Juwan
it's
Jennings
just
is still injured.
it's just Ricky P, right?
I think he might even be injured because they've been really relying on Kendrick Bourne. I
Oh my
picked him
god.
up in fantasy because he was cooking. Because he had
Bro,
a great game against the Rams.
if it's just George Kittle to help Mac Jones, then they don't have Ricky P, Ayuk, or Jawan.
Hold on, let me fact check that real quick. Um,
Because Slick Rick's nice. I gotta give it up for Slick Rick.
yeah,
He's
he's
nice.
pretty good.
So I like him a lot. I like his game. Dude got shot in the chest, by the way. What a fucking demon.
Yeah, he's still out.
Um,
He's still out.
he's still
Patrick
out. Yeah,
Pearsall's still out.
I can't pick the Niners then. Can't do it.
And then Juwan Jennings is back. This is his first game back.
Even still, Jawan Jennings isn't that much of an impact player where he's going to immediately come back and just start balling. I just don't see it. I can't pick the Niners here.
Are you gonna go Falcons?
I'm going to go Falcons. I think they're going to ride the high from their upset win last week, and I think I think um, Mike Penis is going to sling the rock, and
Oh, I love Mr. Penis.
and I think um, and I think Bijan Robinson is going to have another good game because he always has good games, and he should have been my fucking pick in my fantasy draft. God fucking damn it.
Okay, moving on. For these Monday night games are pretty good too. We got Tampa Bay rolling into Detroit to play the Lions.
Ooh, baby.
This is a fun game. The question is, do we think the
Ooh,
Lions are
baby.
gonna get their get back? They looked a little rough against the Chiefs. I won't lie. It was close for some part of it. It could have just been the Chiefs hitting their stride and the Lions just having a little bit of an off day. But damn, it's hard to pick against the Bucs with the MVP.
I think there's going to be air assault sirens in Detroit.
Cinema.
And I think there's going to be air attacks all over the field. Bombs are going to be dropped left, right, and center by commanding general Baker Mayfield. I don't. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bet on Baker. I don't think you can. I can't bring myself to bet against Baker. I think I'm gonna pick the Tampa Bay Bucks every single game unless Baker gets injured.
Oh yeah,
Even
it's
without, even without Amika Buka and Mike Evans, I still think they find a way anyway because they also have that other. They have that other guy on their receiving core that's been really impactful for them.
Tez
I
Johnson.
can't think of his name. Yes, Tez Johnson. He's been pretty good for them. Um,
What I mentioned. I love Tez Johnson. What a goat.
Yeah, so
Shout
I
out to the
think
little guys. He's 5'8",
yes, sir.
158.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna let it rock with Baker. I think he goes in and I think he gets another signature win, and I think his MVP case just keeps skyrocketing. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Baker
I'm
and
just
the
gonna take
Bucks.
Detroit. I think home game, they're gonna get their shit together. They're gonna lock in. They're still one of the best, if not the best team in the NFC outside of the Bucs. Call. Yeah. But I I think that this would be a good game for them to win. Just good implications for when we get into the playoffs. I think it's something they need for not only their confidence, just for them going forward. Because I think they'll probably still win their division. It's just hard with the way the Packers have been looking. I think they need to win they need to start winning more games. Simple as to put
I,
it.
s- I see the vision. I see it.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then final game, late Monday night, nine
Well,
pounds.
actually, final game because we're recording every Saturday. Do we want to go ahead and run predictees for the Thursday night game as well, just to get that out of the way? Because we
Oh,
miss it.
the
Okay.
next. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll do.
I'll mention this game and then we'll do that. Bet.
No, sounds good.
It's Houston at Seattle. I won't lie, Houston's
Ooh.
been the one team I could care the least about, but they are on a win streak. They won the last two. They started 0-3, which I was like, damn, their season's over. But they won the last two. To be fair, we can put an asterisk on that. It's against the Titans. They suck. And it's against the struggling Ravens. They suck. So it's a little bit of a question mark about how they're really schmoving right now, what their motions like. I feel like it's easy to pick Seattle just because they're the boring, safe pick. They played a close game against the Bucs. They barely lost to the 49ers in the opening. And every other game I wouldn't say had complete control of it because the Cardinals game was a little rough, but they destroyed the Saints, they destroyed the Steelers, they were controlling the Jags the whole way through. Just I don't know, man. The only thing I'm a little worried about is Tariq Woolen and Devon Witherspoon are a little questionable. I think Woolen is gonna play, but Witherspoon's still a little bit questionable going into the game, as long as Julian Love too. So it just really depends how their backups play for their defense, but I still think I'm gonna pick the Seahawks to win this, especially since they're gonna be at home and the 12th man's gonna be roaring.
Yeah, 12th man is like the cringiest gimmick in the NFL.
So
I hate
loud.
Seattle. I hate Seattle fans. I think they're the most drool on your chest hair, fucking just unbelievably obnoxious, worst fans in the NFL. And you can put that down in fucking writing. I don't care who you tell that to. I fucking hate the 12th man gimmick. It's so stupid. Fans, there's supposed to be home field advantage, not literal fans being on the payroll of the team. Okay, it's dog shit that they have that much of an impact. So cringe. But anyway, let them be loud. You play to win the game, and you mentioned that it's the boring pick, but you play to win the game. I have to go Seahawks here. I don't think CJ Stroud goes into Seattle and wins this game.
Yeah, that's a tough game to win.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna do the Thursday night game for the next week since we're. I think it's easy for us to just do this on Saturdays because we
yeah,
were gonna do it originally Wednesday, but when I come home Wednesday, I go to school 7 a.m. to 5. Then I have practice from 5:30 to like 8:30. After that, I am dead. I usually end
yeah.
up doing homework, laying down, and then I fell asleep.
And I personally, on Saturdays, I work a really long shift, 12 to 9. But if I get home, eat, and take a quick nap, that usually lines up with when Sassman is ready to record on Saturdays. So I'm able to get up and record an episode on Saturday nights. So I think it's just the best for us to do on Saturdays.
Yeah. Also, I always get the episode before Sunday starts because I just stay up till like 2 a.m. uploading and shit
Yeah.
because it doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how long the episode is, but it's like an hour and a half. Like I think last one was like almost an hour 40. It's like
Yeah,
a
it was a
little bit
long
longer.
that was our big returns. We put a lot of time into that one.
Time check on this one, it's an hour 6 right now, a lot longer than we thought,
Okay.
but
And after you cut down on the fluff on the ends, it'll probably
probably
be a
be
little
like
bit shorter.
yeah.
About an
But
hour.
final game, you got Minnesota rolling up to LA, playing the Chargers. The
Yep.
Chargers.
This is following however the game ends for um the Eagles and the Vikings on Saturday. I'm gonna go ahead and say that because I'm predicting the Eagles to win that game, I think I think the Vikings are going to be on a low, and I think the Vikings are going to lose to the Chargers in this one.
I think this is funny because you picked both the teams playing this game. You picked the other team in the previous week to beat them. So you picked the
Yeah.
Eagles and then you picked the Colts. I am
Mhm.
gonna pick the Vikings here just for my narrative because I picked both of them to win. So I could go either way with this, but actually no, I don't know what to say now. Fuck. I mean, I think I'll just pick the Vikings for the fun of it
Okay. Sounds good.
because
I think the
I picked both of the win, so it's like I could go with they're going on a run now for either of them.
yeah. I'm just gonna say that because I think the Eagles are gonna try and use the Vikings game as a get right game, and I think they'll be successful. So I think they are gonna I think they're gonna run a train on the Vikings a little bit and kind of downtrod them and really get them into a slump. So I think the Vikings are gonna lose this game. So I'm gonna go Chargers.
All right, that's all the games we have.
All right. Well, we got through that one. Do you have any other comments before we sign off?
Oh, I got one little comment that I have to mention just to make Tiki mad, make Derek mad, piss you off. Ah, the Dodgers, man, going to the World Series again, about to be back-to-back champions. I don't give a fuck who we play. I kind of want to play the Blue Jays just because my friend, that's his team. But either way, I don't care. We're winning no matter what. No one's stopping the Dodgers. Otani's
Yeah, you're right.
game, his game
Yeah, you're
four.
right.
Whoo, 10
Yeah, no,
Ks,
you're
3 home runs. Holy, what a goat.
10 Ks, 3 home runs. He only gave up 2 hits as a pitcher. You know, yeah, there's nothing else to say. You're not really hurting me at this point because I already have a resolved opinion on the Dodgers and shit. I have a resolved opinion. Otani's and the Dodger organization's success does not impact my beliefs of Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge to me is the best hitter in the MLB. I think Shohei is the best player
I like
is
that.
because Aaron Judge batting 340 on an entire season and hitting 50 plus bombs is more impressive to me than Shohei hitting 48 bombs with like a 280 average. So, or 290, I think. So it's like, obviously, Shohei is a phenomenal hitter. He's like a top 3 hitter in the MLB. I'm not arguing that at all. Um, but I just think Aaron Judge, simply on paper, has better hitting stats. Aaron Judge never pitched 6 innings, 10 and with for 10 strikeouts, and then hit 3 home runs in that same playoff game to send his team to the World Series. Uh, Aaron Judge is the best hitter in baseball. Shohei is the best player, and that's just the way it's going to have to be for a while until Shohei starts not being who he is, which I don't know how long that's going to be. Um, Dodgers definitely win the World Series. I've already have that opinion resolved. I don't think the Mariners or the Blue Jays are going to hold a candle to him at all. So or them, the Dodgers. So plus, we're also hearing that all of the Japanese top prospects are already in wanting to sign with the Dodgers. So it's like I think we're just in for a long agonist haul of the Dodgers just being a the bad guy legacy. So I've already have my resolved opinions. I think the only team that can beat the Dodgers in the World Series is the Yankees, and they've already lost to the Dodgers. But I think
Yeah,
we're the only team that can do it. I think if the Yankees make it back to the World Series against the Dodgers, I think we're the only ones that have a chance
it'd be fun to
because,
watch. I would love that.
yeah, because of the roster we have and the firepower and the potential we have. If we shore up the shortstop position, if we shore up the catcher position, and we get a healthy pitching staff for the entire season, maybe add an addition there. Maybe we go sign another big name to add to this pitching staff, this rotation. Make a trade. You know, I think the Yankees are simply the only team that even has a chance to beat the Dodgers in the World Series. So you're not hurting me, Saspin. Look, I get it. You guys, this is your time. I already had my time as a Yankee fan, albeit I was very young. I don't remember too much of it. But however, I did already have my time with a dominant team. This is now your time for your dominant team. You can enjoy it. You can have it. Go ahead.
Can't wait to get my another
Yeah.
championship jersey or shirt. I mean,
You don't even watch baseball. Shut up.
I watch baseball. I do. I just can't watch every game. They're always playing when I'm at work, bro. Not my fault.
That's fair. That's fair.
I just look at the live awards when I'm at work since I can't watch it. I'll get in trouble.
Yeah. I think I probably watched maybe like 70% of Yankee games this year.
I just watch I do watch all the playoff games if I can. I couldn't
Yeah.
watch the last one because again I was at work. I did
I
see the
don't
ending
usually
though.
I don't usually watch the National League playoffs, but I did watch the American League playoffs. I did see Cal Raleigh do his thing last night.
Oh my god, the grand
He's
slam in the bottom of the eighth.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh did his thing. Or no, did Cal Raleigh hit a home run last night or the night before? Yeah,
Mm,
it was Eugenio Suarez who hit that fucking grand slam.
yeah, my
Jesus
friend.
Christ.
I was watching with my friend at work, which he shouldn't do, but he wanted to watch the game. He he almost threw his phone. He was so pissed.
Jeez.
He was so sad.
Yeah, no, it's no, the Mariners look pretty good, but I don't think any of them are going to beat the Dodgers. It just
No,
the Dodgers have already won. I've already decided that they've won, so I'm not going to be upset when they do. So Yankees already eliminated the Red Sox from the playoff run. They already sent them home first, so I don't that's fine with me. That's more than most teams can hang their hat on by the end of their seasons. So I'm okay.
always be worse. You could be a Rockies or a Pirates fan.
Hey man, if I was a Pirates fan, at least I get to watch Paul Skeens.
Yeah, but you get to watch Paul Skeens pitch almost a shutout, and then his team lose it because they give up one run. Because they don't get one
That's
run,
true.
and it's like the
Paul
saddest thing.
Skeens Paul Skeens has like 5 more losses than he does wins because his team has lost so many like 1-0 games.
I know. It's sad. It's like I feel bad for him at this point because at some point you think he looks at himself and says, "What the fuck am I doing here? Why am I wasting my time?"
If I'm Paul Skeens, I am not going to shy away from sending a trade request letter to the GM over there
The
at
worst
the.
part is if he gets traded, he's probably going to the Dodgers. It's
No,
knowing the Dodgers.
I think if he gets traded, he might go to the Yankees straight up
I think he could go
because
to a bunch of different teams.
The Yankees already asked on Paul Skeens, and the Yankees said, and the Pirates said, we won't give up Paul Skeens for anyone less than Spencer Jones, which is one of our top prospects in the minors. And the Yankees were like, no way, Jose. But I think if the Pirates just keep stacking losing seasons over and over and over again, I think that price is going to come down. I don't think they're going to require that much for him. So
Did you buy his jersey with to the Yankees?
Would I buy a Skeens jersey?
Mhm.
Add to cart. Dink.
It would go hard
Add to
though.
cart. Dink. It depends on what number he wears. If he
That is
wears some
true.
like if he wears like some jank ass number like 59, then no.
Oh my god. I
It depends on
the least
depends on what number.
oralist
Yeah,
number ever.
exactly. It totally depends on what number he wears. Um, I still need to get a Judge jersey. I still need to get a I want to get a 22 jersey, but the problem is everyone's gonna think it's Ben Rice, or everyone's gonna think it's like an old Juan Soto jersey that I have left
Uh,
over, but I want to get it for Ben Rice. Um, I low key want to get a 19 jersey because I want to get a Ryan McMahon jersey. I fucking adore Ryan McMahon. I love him as a player. So he might be my new favorite Yankee right now, Ryan McMahon, our new third baseman that we got from the Rockies. So
respect.
um, low key could get his jersey, and his jersey doubles as a Dave Rigetti jersey as well. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, if there's nothing else we want to cover, I think that's about it for us. Thank you all for tuning in. Have fun watching the games in this upcoming week, and we'll be here again next Saturday to talk about the outcomes and cover any news that pops up on our feeds. Yeah, so enjoy your weekend. Keep your blood pressure low. Take those blood pressure pills, and drink a lot of beer responsibly in game. So yeah, hope everyone has a good weekend. This has been Derek. That's been Saspin. This has been the Getting the Stop podcast. Anywhere that you watch your podcasts and find us on Twitter, you'll get notifications for when we upload our newest episodes.
Did you retweet the last one?
Um,
I tweeted it. Better have retweeted it. I look right now. Did you retweet it?
that's gonna
Wait,
do it for us,
he's
everyone.
opening his phone to
This
retweet it. This is
this has
criminal.
been this has been the Getting the Stop podcast. I'm Derek. That's Saspin. Everyone have a wonderful night. Bye bye.